Luka Dončić completely embarrassed Dennis Schröder, and the NBA hasn't stopped buzzing since. After all the loud trash talk in December, Schröder strutted into that hallway thinking it was finally his moment to stand tall against Luka. Big mistake. What Dennis didn't understand was that this situation had already grown far beyond him before he even opened his mouth. The cameras caught a clean, edited version of the exchange, and the league quickly issued a polite statement to calm things down, but that barely scratched the surface. Sources close to the situation revealed that Luka wasn't walking those halls alone. The people who stepped in weren't just random friends or basic security, they were league-known figures who only get involved when things are about to cross a serious line. Once you hear that, the moment hits differently. This wasn't a random emotional outburst. It was two players from completely different levels of the NBA hierarchy colliding in the same space, and that imbalance is exactly why the tension exploded the way it did. Dennis has always played with an edge. He entered the league as a fast, confident guard who believed he belonged anywhere he stepped. To his credit, he carved out a real career. Starter, sixth man, playoff contributor. But his career has also been defined by instability. From the Hawks to Thunder, Thunder to Lakers, Lakers to Celtics, Celtics to Rockets, back to the Lakers, then Raptors, Nets, Warriors, Pistons, and now the Kings. Dennis has worn a lot of jerseys, but never put down roots. Every game feels like an audition, and every matchup feels personal. That constant movement explains his energy. Dennis plays like someone always trying to prove he belongs in rooms he keeps getting invited to but never fully owns. Fans see it too. The journeyman label sticks for a reason. The real issue is that his mouth often moves faster than his resume. Dennis talks like an unstoppable superstar, but his production has always lived in a solid, replaceable zone. Quick, competitive, and annoying, yes, but dominant or franchise-altering? Not even close. He has never been the centerpiece of a winning team, yet he talks like someone who bends organizations around himself. That disconnect is where trouble starts. We saw it during the tension with Kevin Durant when things spilled over from international play into NBA matchups. Teammates and opponents have noted for years that Dennis brings extra heat into moments that don't need it. Now compare that to Luka Dončić, and the difference is stark. Luka came into the league with a target on his back from day one, a confident European teenager with an old man game and zero fear. From his first season, grown professionals tried to test him, and most learned quickly that poking Luka comes with consequences. This wasn't just trash talk, this was hierarchy being enforced in real time. Opponents pressed him full court, barked at him non-stop, leaned into him physically, and tried to bully him, but almost every time, Luka responded the same way. He smiled, cooked them on the court, and talked back without ever losing control. That's the... On December 28th, chaos was practically guaranteed. The Lakers faced the Kings, and Luka Dončić reminded everyone why he's untouchable on the court. He dropped 34 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, hit multiple threes, grabbed steals, and controlled the entire vibe of the arena like it was his living room. Meanwhile, Dennis Schröder finished with 11 points, 7 assists, a negative plus-minus, and body language that screamed frustration. The scoreboard told a story Dennis didn't want to accept. This was peak Dennis energy, competitive, emotional, heated, but clearly watching someone else run the show. Everyone could see Luka schooling him in real time. The situation got messier when it stopped being about stats and became about ego. At one point in the third quarter, Dennis crossed a serious verbal line, forgetting both who he was dealing with and the moment he was in. Luka's response was ice cold. Professional lip readers later revealed that Luka leaned in and dropped a line that stunned everyone watching. This wasn't playful banter, it was pure mental warfare. Years earlier, Dennis had reportedly walked away from a massive 4-year, $84 million extension with the Lakers. It would have secured him a primary guard role and real money, but he said no, betting on himself. Fast forward to December 2025,
Dennis is with a struggling Kings squad, while Luka is dominating with ease. Mid-game, Luka allegedly reminded Dennis of that choice, quietly, precisely, with a step up or stay quiet energy. Dennis tried to get under Luka's skin, but it wasn't working, and had things turned physical, it would have ended badly for Dennis. Luka is 6'7", solidly built, and has handled bigger defenders his entire career. Meanwhile, the Kings were spiraling in the standings, while the Lakers were climbing back from a rough stretch. The scoreboard told the full story. Adding another layer, Nikola Jokic's brothers, Schröder and Nemanja, were reportedly in Los Angeles supporting Luka. Known for not tolerating nonsense, their presence added serious weight. By the buzzer, the game ended, but the tension didn't. About 40 minutes later, still heated, Dennis made one of the worst decisions of his career. He walked down the hallway, clearly looking for a personal showdown with Luka. He reportedly said something like, "You can't say that on the court and act like everything is fine afterward," refusing to let it go. Dennis didn't realize the situation had already shifted out of his control. Media quickly framed it as an attempted physical altercation, and the NBA issued a 3-game suspension and a fine just under $292,000. Many fans assumed the drama was over, but that was only a small piece of the story. According to insiders, Dennis didn't just yell, he made a move, and that's when everything escalated. Schröder and Nemanja Jokić stepped into the scene, and their presence
wasn't an attempt. There was a successful, I don't know if it's open hand, but he got to Luka Dončić. And to be honest with you, you don't get 3 games for like running around in a hallway. That's not what you get 3 games.
Eyewitnesses say that the tension in the hallway spiked for a few seconds, and then, just as quickly, Dennis Schröder was forced to back off. The spot where he had planned to assert himself became the exact place where he lost all momentum. Insiders repeatedly emphasized that he backed off fast. Remarkably, the Jokić brothers handled the situation so cleanly that league insiders later joked about Luka keeping them around permanently, a testament to how efficiently they shut it down. DeAndre Ayton and arena security were also present, acting as buffers and following protocol. But the real moment that stood out was how Schröder and Nemanja Jokić completely took control of the situation. The official suspension for Dennis was 3 games plus a fine, which led analysts to raise eyebrows. Usually, suspensions of that length suggest serious intent, not just heated words. This fueled belief that the eyewitness accounts were accurate and that the league was trying to soften the story publicly while still acknowledging that Dennis crossed a major line. Dennis didn't help his case either. He reacted online to the suspension in a way that many fans interpreted as mocking the league's wording, further fueling the perception that the incident was more than just verbal confrontation. Behind closed doors, insiders say the hallway incident hit Dennis hard. He sought a confrontation and instead ran into a situation he couldn't control. Most fans know Nikola Jokić as calm and soft-spoken, but his brothers are a different story. Schröder and Nemanja are not random tough guys. They have a documented history of standing their ground when lines are crossed. In April 2024, during a Nuggets playoff game against the Lakers, Schröder reacted immediately when a fan was disrespectful, moving as a 14-time All-Star, MVP, and Olympic gold medalist, a universally respected scorer. By picking that fight, Dennis didn't demonstrate confidence. He revealed ego unchecked, further cementing the narrative that his competitive fire sometimes spills into recklessness.
Nikola Jokic's brother has been criminally charged in that brawl at a Nuggets game back in April. Schröder Jokić is being charged with assault in the 3rd degree, knowingly, reckless bodily injury too. According to court documents, Jokić said he felt he did nothing wrong because he was, quote, defending an older...
Eyewitnesses say that the tension in the hallway spiked for a few seconds, and then, just as quickly, Dennis Schröder's ego is exactly what led him to test Luka Dončić at the worst possible moment. Luka controls games, energy and arenas with such authority that even legends move carefully around him. Not even LeBron James would approach him the way Dennis did. But the KD situation is only one slice of the story. Fans also view Dennis skeptically because of his career path. Dennis entered the NBA in 2013 with the Hawks, where he spent 5 solid seasons putting up numbers and playing hard, but never as a franchise cornerstone. In 2018, he moved to the Thunder, trying to prove he could run a team, then to the Lakers in 2020, where the spotlight intensified. From there, it was the Celtics in 2021, Rockets in 2022, back to the Lakers the same season, Raptors in 2023, Nets in 2024, Warriors in 2024-25, and now the Kings, 10 teams in 12 years. Every stop felt like an audition rather than a home, and Dennis plays like someone constantly proving he belongs because the league reminds him nothing is permanent. His story isn't about dominance or legacy, it's about movement. Fans often joke that he's always included in trades but never the centerpiece, and ironically, Dennis once called the trade deadline modern slavery because players have no control over where they end up, yet he's experienced it repeatedly. The NBA doesn't respond well to players who act like alpha dogs without the resume to back it up. Dennis has never led a team deep into the playoffs. Even with solid stats, he's seen as an energy and hustle guy, not a franchise pillar. Internationally, however, he's a hero. In Germany and across Europe, he's a national team leader and respected figure. That contrast between how he sees himself and how the league sees him explains why moments like the hallway incident hit so hard. This wasn't just trash talk, it was about identity, ego, and a player realizing the league doesn't view him the way he views himself. When the story broke, the internet exploded. NBA Twitter went into meltdown mode with clips, debates, and commentary everywhere. Even players jumped in. Iman Shumpert called it straight disrespectful to think someone could walk up to Luka and face no consequences, adding fuel to the fire. Fans then began comparing the moment to past NBA blowups. Ron Artest, locker room